Good evening. My name is Duane Wallace. I'm the CEO of the South Tahoe Chamber of Commerce, and it's my pleasure to invite you here tonight. This is an event that was started by the Kiwanis Club, and we have a lot of chamber board members who are Kiwanis board members and vice versa, and we just couldn't pass up the opportunity to join with the Kiwanis to present this to our community. It's an emotional night because just as many of you are volunteers, the volunteers we have tonight were selected especially from people who nominated them. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and I told my wife I should bring a flag. She said, no, they've got one. But there is one right over there outside this building, so we're going to stand and say, you just have to shout so that it hears what you're doing. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And so the Kiwanis always, we usually do a song, and the next person I'm going to be inviting up sings a lot better than me. In fact, I don't know anybody who doesn't sing better than me. So we're going to sing God Bless America. And Dick, would you please help lead it off?
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Very good. Dick, don't go away. So the part of this was about the Baunhauser Foundation that helped us get this going. And so Dick is going to explain to you a little bit about why he started this evening every year. So would you please come up and give a speech, please?
Yeah, a lot of you are probably saying, Baunhauser who? And I don't blame you. He was a fandom. He was. He would show up where least expected and do things for you that you didn't ask him about. You maybe just he heard of it and just showed up and did it. He was that kind of a guy. I can attest to that because one day I owned a furniture store, and one day we had a flood. It had snowed for 2 weeks, and then it started raining for 2 weeks. And my store got flooded. And I told him about it. Well, my wife and I spent all day sopping up the store and trying to get the water out and everything else. And we finally went across the street to a restaurant, and he was there. He asked us why we were so disheveled and everything. And we told him. And the next morning, he showed up with all sorts of tools and such, brought somebody else in to pump out the water, did all sorts of things, and got us straightened away. Nobody asked him. He just showed up. We were both shocked. St. Teresa's Church was going to do a show, but they didn't have any microphones, they had no lights, they had nothing. And somehow the word got to Bob. And he got some people from the casinos that he worked with, and they set up a stage with lights, microphone, everything else. Nobody asked him. He just showed up. That's the kind of guy he was. And when he passed away, and he passed away young. He had Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and in his final months, the Kiwanis Club, which we're not known for doing stuff like this. I mean, volunteers, but we weren't known for doing stuff. We set up schedules, and we went over and fed him. Many of us took a night and went over and fed him a hot meal. So he had, during the day, he had one hot meal. And we did that for months until he passed. Terrific guy. And when he died, he gave the Kiwanis Club his estate. And it turned out to be well over $1 million. And we have taken that money, as per his request, and distributed in the community. Not that money, the earnings from that money. And we've put about $1.25 million in the community from the Baunhauser. Many of you know children that graduated from the high school or from the college, or any of the high schools, just the high school, who had received a scholarship from us. I don't remember how much we gave out this year, but somewhere in the neighborhood of $50,000 scholarships. And that all because of Bob. So in order to honor him, we set this up, and the way to honor him was to find other volunteers in the community who are doing outstanding stuff. And so we asked people to nominate our recipients tonight, and we're going to honor them. So with that said, welcome Duane back.
Many years ago, someone asked the famous Desmond Tutu how he decided to become a minister of God and what made him give so much to his community and work so hard to help others who were in need. And he said that when he was a little boy in South Africa, when they would walk down the street and there was a white person, they would have to step off the street and let that person go by. So he and his mom were walking along, and there was this man with tall man with a big top hat walking along, and the man stopped, doffed his hat, stepped into the street, and let them go by. And he said, "Mom, who was that?" And she said, "That was a man of God." And that struck him so that he made that his vocation. And the moral to his story is you don't have to go out of your way to be kind, you just be kind along the way. The people we're honoring tonight do that in their daily lives. Some of the people who are honoring the people tonight do that in their lives. For instance, our first nominee, Rick Chilcott, is being nominated by Bob Harms, who was one of the people we honored a few years ago. So Bob, would you come down and speak?
All right, here we go. Welcome to the House of Volunteers. First, I have to do a plug, because I am a volunteer for other groups, that the Valhalla Fair is going on this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday from 4 to 7, Saturday from 10 to 5, and Sunday from 10 to 4. Come on down. Also, they're doing Guilty Christmas this year. I went and saw opening night last night. Fabulous. All new dialogue. It is really a lot of fun. That's out there. In fact, Mike saw it last night. Great show, right, Mike?
Always is.
All right, so that's volunteer plug. Oh, Christmas cheer needs some help on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 11 to 2. And we need a treasurer for our Lake Tahoe Historical Society. So there you go. Volunteers, join up. Now, getting back to the volunteer, my friend Rick, I have the pleasure of introducing a man who can clean a pan. He was born March 23rd, 1957. Rick, actually his email, he loves Tahoe so much, his email is Born for Tahoe. He lived in San Jose, bought a house up here. He would come up almost every weekend. I think he actually said every weekend, and spend time in Tahoe. In the Bay Area, he was a mechanical engineer, designing research and design of viewing screens, and home routers. So this guy is a brilliant person and a good dishwasher. After retiring in 2018, Rick decided to come and be a full-time Tahoe resident. His career as a volunteer started with a group called Habitat for Humanity. We've all heard of that group. So he did repairs, working as a carpenter, painting, electrical type of things for redoing the rooms at these motels. They have 3 motels here in town. After getting involved with that, he joined up with the Warm Room. You know what the Warm Room was all about. And with that, he got hooked up with a group called the Coalition for the Homeless. With that, he got the title as maintenance manager. And he does that with the 3 motels, taking care of, making them living residents. All right, so that's Rick doing the electrical, the plumbing, and that kind of work, that background. But now we're going to get to pots and pans, which Rick is really good. So I brought myself a pot, because I know he's good at cleaning pots. It's not dirty, but I should have brought a dirty one. And I met Rick probably a year longer ago at Bread and Broth, the 3rd Mondays of the month, where they're cooking. And Rick shows up 3 Mondays out of the month to do the dishes, pots and pans, and it's a job. And he works right to the bitter end, to the last pot, the last pan is put away, and then all the leftovers, they bag them up, and he takes them over to the hotel that, what's the name of the hotel? Red Lodge. He takes all those leftovers, and they use that. So he's there right to the very end. Then he's really good at this dishwashing thing. So on Fridays, he goes over to the Presbyterian Church, and he does dishes there, just to fill it, extra dish time. All right, so then we've got that, and where am I? All right, so he's got the dishes thing done. Well, we need food, right? So he goes out and goes to the stores on Mondays and Fridays. He goes to Smart and Final, Rayleigh's, and Whole Foods and picks up food Mondays and Friday mornings to take it over to St. Teresa's, and that's what they cook up. So he's doing that on Mondays and Fridays. So then, that takes care of the motel stuff and the grocery stuff and cleaning pots and pans, but he likes the diaper part of it too.
Oh my goodness.
And on the first Sunday of the month, he's over at Sierra Community Church taking care of 2-year-olds and under. He does that once a month on Sunday. And I said, "You change diapers?" He says, "Yeah, I've done diapers." So he's got the pots and the diapers taken care of. All right, so Rick likes to stay busy. And he's not busy enough, so he's a trail angel. I don't know if you know what a trail angel is, but he gets a call. And 2 summers ago, I think it was, he did over 100 calls where he'd go up to Echo Lake, pick up a PCT hiker, bring it back down, stayed on his property for a week. One guy stayed for a week, helped him put insulation in one of the hotels. So, he makes the guy work too. I mean, you don't get a free deal. So, yeah, that's his spare time as a trail angel. So what does Rick do for fun? Well, he's over there at the Tahoe Brew House cooking up sliders. So he's out in the parking lot cooking up sliders. And then, during the winter, after a ski day, he's in the parking lot up at Heavenly cooking up, barbecuing a meal for people that want to come by. That's his fun time. So, Rick's a hell of a guy. But he did say the toughest thing to clean is chili. chili makes a really bad stain on the pot pan, and that's the roughest thing to clean. I think it was chili and something else, right? What was the other thing? Yeah. So he can clean any type of pot. So I think I know he's going to get other stuff, but I just want to give Rick SOS man. So he can take care of his next pot.
We'll be having the nominees come down in a little bit. The next nominee is Ken Curtzweller, and there's only an I in his name. I've only known him 40 years, and I think maybe in another 10 years I'll spell it right. Not yet. Interestingly enough, we actually got more people that nominated Kenny than anybody, but they didn't show up. They were out of town. So since I've known him longer than they did, I said, well, I'll do it. And I'll try to be brief, but that's not something Wallace's are used to doing. Now, before I start, I want to make sure everybody thank Brandy Bannister, one of our chamber board members, for putting together the food for us. She did a great job. Like I said, we're sort of mixed board members between the two boards. So I'm not going to be able to do it all because it's several pages here. But we're honored to nominate Kenny Curtzweller for consideration for the prestigious Baunhauser Award in recognition of his outstanding leadership and volunteering, and his unwavering dedication to the Heavenly Village community. One of the things he's done is really kind of adopted that Heavenly Village. He's personally each year found and dedicated a tree to that property. And it's not so easy getting the Forest Service and everybody to agree to cut down a tree that's larger than the nation's Christmas tree, which we did last year. I didn't do it, he did it. And he gets a big truck, he hauls it over, sets it up, supervises the lighting. It's quite a deal. His attention to detail to getting these things done is legendary. The tree initiative is just one thing. He's an annual turkey drive leader. He doesn't actually herd the turkeys, but which is very difficult. It's almost like politics. But he brings hundreds of turkeys each year to families so that they can have Thanksgiving meals. And he works closely with the local visitors, businesses and volunteers, and makes sure that no family in our community goes without a warm holiday meal, and that's a testament to his compassion. As a chamber exec, I know about his support for local businesses. It's not easy to be in business here. You have the two seasons, the ups and downs, like right now is the slow season. You're trying to keep your employees busy. Sometimes you don't have the money to do it, but you do it. And then there was a woman who wrote to us, and it was very, very sweet. See if I can find it here. She said that she was in a bad spot. I'm going to paraphrase what happened with her. She had a tree in her backyard that was endangering her house, and her husband had passed away, and she didn't know what she was going to do. So she found Kenny thinking that she was going to pay him to do a bunch of work on her house and remove a tree, and it's very expensive to remove a tree. Well, there was also pine needles all over the house, and when he told her, hey, you got a lot of pine needles up there, she started crying because that's something her husband had always done. So, sure enough, he did it, and when he stepped away from the project, the tree was gone, the limbs were gone, the house was immaculate at the top, and the bill said 0. So I also know somebody that I just mentioned as a food person here, and when she had trouble with her utilities and didn't have any wood, somebody named Kenny cord of wood. It just showed up at her house, stacked and ready to go, no charge. Right, Brandy?
Yep.
So that's just one of the hundreds of things that I've seen can do. When our son passed away, my wife was home alone, and the door opened, and he didn't knock, which is a little bit spooky, but he walked up the stairs and wrapped her in his arms and hugged her and said, "I understand." And he was the very first person to do it. So that's the man I know, and that's why he's being nominated tonight. So, okay. So, Brianna, would you come down? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brianna Vallejo, and I'm here to nominate Kayla. Kayla has been volunteering with Live Violence Free for just over 1 year, but in that time, she has made immense contributions to our agency. Are you already crying?
All right.
From the very beginning, she has shown not only a deep understanding of our work, but also a true passion for helping others. Whether it's working directly with clients, crafting marketing plans, creating meaningful social media content, or accepting donations, Kayla has consistently gone the extra mile, contributing in ways that truly make an impact. Kayla started volunteering with our Basic Needs program in August 2023, helping people in our community access the resources they needed. She went through our 80-hour crisis intervention training this spring 2024, where she was an interactive and supportive student to the others in the course. After completing the training, she was eager to begin volunteering in the office to assist our case managers in answering the door and answering our phones. Kayla started volunteering with us at a crucial time, when our agency is facing budget cuts and some restructuring of roles in our agency due to those budget cuts. Kayla's presence in the office has often meant that anyone coming through our front doors at any time of day was met with a warm welcome, a passion for the work, and knowledge and experience to help in any way she could. One of the new roles within Live Violence Free involves increasing our presence in all forms of marketing, including social media. Spoiler alert, it's mine, and Kayla helps me with it. Kayla is a seasoned professional in this field and has gifted Live Violence Free with her time and extensive expertise. Many aspects of Live Violence Free's work, including our marketing needs, often occur outside of working hours or outside of the regularly scheduled hours that Kayla originally signed up to volunteer for. She has never hesitated to jump in where needed, including contributing to marketing content while on vacation or while out and about around town, or in her ceramics class, where we FaceTimed earlier today from, or was that yesterday? It's every day. Working in the field of domestic and sexual violence is not just about completing a task, but about doing it with care, thoughtfulness, and with a sense of responsibility that inspires everyone around you. Kayla has consistently shown unwavering dedication to meeting the needs of our survivors in this way. When I first heard Kayla work with a client in the office, we have the cubicles so we can kind of all hear what everyone's doing. I sent a Teams message to a colleague that said, and I quote, and I looked this up today to verify, "Is Kayla even real? Holy expletive, she's a rock star." Without Kayla, there would have been times when our office was short-staffed and unable to fulfill all client needs. She makes sure that those who are seeking our services get the response and attention they deserve. Kayla's insight and influence on our marketing efforts is aiding us in bringing in more necessary life-saving funds for our agency. In the article she wrote for the Tahoe Tribune about her experience volunteering with our agency, she said, "Volunteering with Live Violence Free has been life-changing. It's rewarding to know that I can provide comfort and resources to someone who truly needs it. Knowing I'm helping survivors take steps toward healing makes it all worthwhile. Kayla, we can confirm you are changing lives. Oh, wait. I was just flipping the page. Don't you guys want to hear more? We are incredibly thankful for the time and presence that Kayla gives to our agency. We would love to honor her for this award to show the true depth of our gratitude for what she gives our agency, our community, and most importantly, the survivors we work with. Thank you.
Before I introduce the president of the Kiwanis, Eric Guevin, and the president of the chamber was supposed to be here tonight, but she wasn't feeling good, so I'm her second choice, I guess. But, one thing I wanted to point out is a lot of the volunteers here from the chamber, actually from the Kiwanis, have been working all week doing coats for kids. And Margie Maxheimer, where's Margie? It's right over there. Organizes that every year. It's a Herculean task. She's got it kind of figured out, but we go to each school and she purchases on our behalf the coats for any kids who need them. The teachers tell us who needs them. And so it's so much fun to have the kids come in and get a new coat and get to pick it out. And that's something that we do. So all week, these Kiwanians in here have gotten up early and gone to a school and worked till 10 or 11 each morning and then cleaned it all up, and now they're here tonight. So that's the kind of spirit our town has, and it happens all over town. There's so many people, so that's why this event is going to grow. Once people find out how much fun it is to honor people who don't want to be honored. It's good fun. So with that, I'm going to introduce our Kiwanis board president, and he's going to give some awards out to our people, and then each one that gets an award, we're going to have them speak. And I know they don't want to speak about themselves, so they can speak about whatever they want. But we're still going to honor you, whether you want it or not.
Chill. So Rick Choku, would you come down, please? You're the next contestant. So Kiwanis is a group of individuals that are dedicated to serving the children of the world, but we do that through multifaceted means. And we mentioned some of the stuff like the coats for kids, and then Bob Baunhauser, of course, helps us with scholarships and a number of things. And because of his gift to us, we're able to honor folks tonight with these awards. So there's a small monetary amount of just saying thank you for everything you do for us from the Kiwanis and, of course, from Bob. So if you'll come up and Kiwanis group to recognize you for your efforts and in a small thank you.
And Rick, would you mind helping us clean the pots when we're
I know you can come.
That was well planned.
Thank you.
We'd like to hear what you have to say.
I didn't know what to say, but probably my family. The family volunteer. They're so giving, my family. I have a great family. Just growing up with my mom and dad. My sister one time brought a guy home from church. Looks like he needed a meal. So he came to have Thanksgiving dinner with us. Who is that guy? Oh, Debbie brought him home. And Bob said I'm a really hard worker. I'm not even the hardest worker with my family. My sisters, they volunteer a lot too. So I think it's the way I was raised. I really enjoy it. It's the best job I ever had. I was an engineer. Yeah. But I'm a dishwasher now. I worked up to that. And then people bring their trays and they thank you. And they really mean it. It's like the best job I ever had. So, but, thank you.
Yeah.
Introduce the pictures.
at a wedding.
Yeah, it's going to be like a wedding. We want to make sure and get some pictures afterwards, so if you guys can stick around for a little bit, we'll get some more pictures. Okay. All right, and then, let me see. This is Kenny, and how do we say his last name?
Curtzweller.
Kurtzweiler.
No E.
I want to make sure, no E. I knew that, I heard that part, so Ken, would you come down and we'd like to honor you now? There it is. For all the stuff you do for the community on behalf of Kiwanis, and this is also from the chamber. We'd like to present you with this certificate.
You spelled it right.
It is right, is it right?
Yeah, there's no E.
Oh, okay, perfect, okay, all right.
It's been 42 years.
42 years, all right. And a little something from the photo. Thank you for that. And if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for doing this. One thing I'd like to correct is the turkeys that I do. I actually do little chickens, and I give those to the Christmas cheer, and I've done that for last 10, 12 years. And one year we had some chickens left over, and everybody knows I ski at Sierra every day. I was coming home, and these two little girls were hitchhiking. They were the J1s, and this is how we started. And another tradition, I gave them a ride to their motel, and I had a couple of chickens left over, and I gave it to them. And they started crying, and they said, "This is the only food that we've had." So for the last 10 years, I give a chicken to every employee at Sierra. And and I get help from other people also. But this is the kind of thing that we need to do in our community, is we need to look out and reach out to people that are less fortunate than us. You know, most of us are only a paycheck away from going under, you know, myself included. But we also are blessed to live in a community like this, where we take care of each other. And that's what we need to do. Thank you.
And then Kayla Glanville. Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing story. We'd like to present you this certificate from the Kiwanis Club and also the chamber.
Thank you.
And then a small gift. Thank you for all your efforts. Yeah, if you would like to say a few words.
Thank you. I am a crier, so I will refrain from doing that. Yeah, I don't have any tissues, so I'll refrain. But I'm incredibly grateful. I'm incredibly grateful to Live Violence Free, to Bree, to Chelsea, to the incredible crew. I was just someone looking to get involved somehow, to start to give back, to make some meaning. And Bree and Chelsea and the entire Live Violence Free team has made an incredible space that I don't think that they know how much that they've done for me. And so I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you.
We thought the turkeys were just sick. We didn't know that they were so little.
They were a bit chicken.
Yeah, they were turkettes. So what we're going to do now is have our recipients come down and bring your plaques, and we'll take pictures with our board president and get that done, and then with your families or friends if you want. And then we'll go out and see if there's any food left and make sure that Rick cleans up. And we'll... Come on down.
I've been taking pictures all along.
All right, we're going to get a picture of all of us, so hold them. And if you really want to, yeah, you want to,
So your nominators can come down too.
okay, with the correct name. The videos are good. I'll show you later. They're going to put one of those, what do they call those on the front of us? Those emojis. Filter. Yeah, filter smiley faces. Yeah. Chicken. Chicken, yeah. Turkeys. We're getting
Senators or the nominees with
The nominees, yeah. Go ahead and we'll do the nominees, yep.
Nominees and nominators.
Nominees.
Alphabetical order.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, one of our newly elected city council members is here, David Jenkins, also a man of great kindness. So we're going to swear him in December, and we're going to swear out.
We got
Bob Harms. Come on
Bob's
down.
coming down. He's
Bob,
coming
and-
down. Oh, there you go. You got a lot to listen.
Move over a little bit because you're in the dark there. Give me a little light. Peter light.
Yeah, there it is. We want you to come out of the darkness.
More like that one. Move over. Wait.
All right.
Okay, there, that's good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. I'm gonna do another one a little differently. Okay.
Bob, can you move the pot a little higher?
3.
Oh, right, yeah.
Thank you.
Put it on your head like.
Anybody else wants to take pictures with your friends? Come on down.
Before they go, let's all stand and give them a nice round of applause.
Kiwanis application, yeah.
And we just figured out it's 47 years.
There you
Boy,
go.
you guys are old.
We can hold each other. I remember you at Carlos Murphy.
Thank you all for coming and honoring you as well. Thank you.
I looked up and I was like, wait a second.
Nice event. At least you got your priorities straight.
So awesome. Yeah.